So, have we been living in sin? My mom saw a couple comments of people saying you're fornicating or something.
I am not used to the negative feedback and negative attention. So I was a little bit flabbergasted.
If you choose to be an authentic person, you're gonna invite a lot of unsolicited mentors. One mean comment that we did get in the last video hurt my feelings so bad.
We're seeing glimpses of how marriage will sanctify us.
Are we living together? And that's why we got kicked out of church. What's the truth?
So sorry to say.
You look like singing hymns in that dress. Apart me with heavenly hosts. Amen. Welcome back to the Dan and Cynthia channel. So many new friends.
I know. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, we got like 500, probably 600 by the time you're seeing this. So welcome to all our new friends.
We're so happy you're here.
Yes. So most of you probably came from our last video where we talked about our story of getting kicked out of church. Getting kicked out of church.
Ouch.
Ouch. So we're still working on the full arrangement for you guys. But yeah, we got a lot of interesting questions from that last podcast.
Some spicy comments too.
Of course, there's, first of all, a lot of people sharing very similar stories of stuff that happened to them. And first of all, thank you for trusting us and opening up like that. It was really sad, but also sweet to see how many people that our story was able to, help people feel seen.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like, that's why we want to do this, as well as like equip you guys with things that we've learned over the years.
And there's a lot of people that went out of their way to send really encouraging messages, like an overwhelming response of people that we know and we don't know.
Oh yeah.
And that we don't know. So we have definitely felt loved and blessed by so many. So
Yes.
we're grateful for that.
Also, there was actually a good amount of people that were like, hey, you guys are getting married and you still don't have a job. I would love to donate. So I don't know if I can figure that out, but if I did figure it out, check the description to see if I figured it out. But if not, thank you for offering. But we're just gonna face the music right now. We're gonna really answer these hard questions. So, have we been living in sin? Are we living together? And that's why we got kicked out of church. What's the truth? Gosh darn it.
So sorry to say, we're not.
We are not. No, we're not living together.
I didn't know that recording videos in the same room.
Yeah, I don't really know where people got that impression.
Assumptions.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people comment before watching the whole thing and getting a fuller picture.
Yeah.
Like, I could see on my analytics, most people like watch 5 minutes of a video on average. But yeah, a lot of people thought that we lived together, and my mom saw a couple comments of people saying you're fornicating or something, purely because she was...
Wearing a dress.
Oh yeah.
I had my leg like this.
Yeah.
And I think your hand was on my leg.
Yeah, and so that implied that we're making children somehow, some people. But no, none of that funny business is happening. We are both virgins, and we made it thus far, and we're getting married.
7 years.
Yep, 7 years
More than that.
together,
now.
off and on, and yeah, we're getting married in 2 months. So
And the Lord has been so faithful in helping us on that journey.
yes,
Not saying that it's been perfect,
No.
but you know what?
he's still
Nobody is.
yeah, he's kept us safe. So yeah, we don't live
Yet.
together yet. Yes.
In the next vlog, you'll see our journey on what that looks like.
Yes, if you guys are interested, the next video is going to be a vlog of us basically having an episode of House Hunters, except it's like small apartment hunters. But it'll be really good, and you're going to help us pick a spot. And we're going to take you along for the whole journey of how we like make a small space into our beautiful, cozy dancing headquarters. But yeah, how was it receiving so much attention, both good and bad?
Man, I am not used to the negative feedback and negative attention. So I was a little bit flabbergasted and the flesh in me just wanted to rip into the comments that we were getting. But then
That was the meanest one.
something about like, oh, but based on your body language and physicality, it seems like you two are more...
Right.
Oh my gosh, stop! Yeah, like more intimate than non-married couple should be. I'm like, okay,
It-
it's
it-
your opinion. Like, we know what our convictions are, and we are walking faithfully in them between the Lord and us. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? The comment itself wasn't mean, but because I have the tendency to just feel so misunderstood, and it's like, no, this is not who I am. Stop telling me I'm a bad person.
Right.
And that was my initial reaction. At the end of the day, whoever this was doesn't know anything about me, doesn't know anything about Dan.
Right.
And so there needs to be no fertile ground for those comments to land.
It's true. Yeah, the thing about, like, if you choose to be an authentic person online, you're gonna invite a lot of mentors, unsolicited mentors,
Yeah.
people who you would never take advice from if you like actually knew them in person. But you know, that's kind of the cost, because being authentic is also the way to actually reach people by, you know, not pretending you have it all together, like you have all the answers. And so yeah, it's worth getting some perhaps overzealous, sometimes well-intentioned
Yeah.
people, you know, making judgments on you, overreaching.
Yeah, I think it's tough, right? Because when people always kind of made assumptions about my actions as a kid and never asked before making those conclusions.
My favorite thing to do is like when any slight inconvenience goes wrong for me, I'm like, Cynthia, why'd you do that? Like, gosh, there's 20 minutes of traffic. Cynthia, why'd you do that? And it's very funny because she reacts every time.
That's not my fault.
So the pro relationship tip: use your partner's trauma against them and make it really
Just
funny.
like it did to you in church.
What did you do? What did you do to me in church? Oh, by the way, yes. Also, another frequent theme in the comments section was like suggesting different churches for us to go to, and like, oh my gosh, make sure you don't leave the church just because. Yes, we're at a church. Don't
Yes.
worry.
And we're grateful to be
Yes.
part of a community that we feel more aligned.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, going to a great church right now. Also, a lot of people are asking like, what denomination are you guys?
No matter.
Well, yes, it doesn't matter. We don't identify ourselves with one specific denomination. I've gone to so many different kinds of churches. I grew up in an Alliance church, which is like basically Baptist, but has like a heavy missions focus. She also went to the same church. We met
Yeah.
there. And then we've also gone to Elevation Church at different points. So that's like Southern Baptist, a little bit of like Methodist influence.
Totally. And I grew up in the evangelical church with Pentecostal vibes,
Like
but
the
like also
Spanish
very Baptist. So like it was just
Yeah, I don't know how like Spanish church denominations work, because like I know with like Black church, it's like Black Baptist church is basically still Pentecostal. So like I imagine Spanish church is kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, at least in like maybe like worship style.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we don't identify ourselves with one thing.
We still love Jesus, and we said
Yes.
that in our last video.
Yes, we love Jesus. The church didn't ruin anything for that, because, like we said in the last video, our relationship with God was not controlled by any one person or pastor. And, you know, I think what a lot of people were speaking to is that a lot of people that do fall away from believing or fall away from the relationship in Jesus because of a pastor's fault is because they put that pastor's face on God for some reason. Like, it's sad because honestly, probably a lot of pastors kind of want you to do that. They want you to think of them as how God is, and yeah, it's just not healthy, and it's the reason why a lot of people fall away from a relationship with God when a pastor fails. I know for me, I've always been really good at not. This sounds like I'm patting myself on the back too much, like, oh, I'm so smart, but like I don't go along with the group. And like,
You do not do groupthink.
yeah, no, I don't. I'm very like,
do.
yeah, I have no problem like going against the mob. Like,
I think like you're just very sure of your beliefs.
Yeah.
But it's not just like that you've pulled them out of nowhere. Like
Right.
you're I feel like you're a well-read, well-researched person.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
She's right. The FBI used to do experiments on people where they'll bring in 20 people, but 19 of them will be planted by them, and they'll ask each person the question, okay, what shape is this? And then the shape will be a square, but then they'll tell 19 people to say triangle. And then they're testing to see if the one person is going to say triangle just to fit in with the other 20 people. And like,
Hey.
it was something like 98% of people just did it. They just went along with it because they must be going, well, I must be wrong if like everyone else was thinking this, like maybe I'm seeing things or whatever. But see, put me in that test. I'm like, 19 of you are all idiots. It's a square. I am your king now because none of you guys can see things clearly. Yeah, but not to brag or nothing. No, not at all.
How do you deal with the criticism, right? Because it's my first time really like
Right.
experiencing it, but like you've had to deal with it already.
Right, yeah. So what she's talking about is that I actually have another YouTube channel. It it used to be my main YouTube channel until this channel got like way more subscribers than my original one. But I have another channel where it was Christian, charismatic, almost apologetics, like short content. It's a great channel. I'll link to it down there, although I haven't uploaded it in a while. I should get back to it. I have a couple things cooking in my mind for that channel. But obviously, when talking about faith, it's one of the most contentious issues that people have within themselves. Like religion, money, sex are just all very triggering topics. Yeah, because they're all connected to like our like deepest fears and like going to hell and am I bad? Am I good?
Yeah.
Kind of things. And so I've definitely had a couple of videos that have ruffled people the wrong way. I've ruffled atheists the wrong way. I've ruffled people that are like really scared of Halloween the wrong way. So I've dealt with people that are like really hateful and negative at me. But yeah, it's a lot easier for me to detach myself from it because sometimes I'll read a comment, I'm like, yeah, that has nothing to do with me. Like that person they're describing is just like, that's a stranger because I don't know who they're describing because it's not me. And I think something for everyone to take away in terms of like receiving criticism from anyone, whether it's your partner or your friends or your parents or your mentors, is just to really have a locked in idea or sense of who you are. And obviously the only way to do that is to get in the word, understand what God has said about you, and understand that okay, the truth of who I am is how God sees me. And God sees me with the righteousness of Christ, meaning the true me isn't prideful, it isn't angry, it isn't easy or carnal or bitter or angry or unforgiving. The real me, because the Holy Spirit lives inside of me and He's cleansed me from within, I'm actually pure. I'm holy because I'm literally set apart by God. And so if you have that locked in to your identity, like regardless of how I'm perceived or even how I do act sometimes, because sometimes you can do actions that are against your identity, but if you really know your identity and you're not swayed from that, actions that go against your own identity will fall off. Because I don't smoke because I'm not a smoker, but I go to the gym because I'm someone who values that. That's because like it's part of my identity, like I've locked that in. And so I can kind of detach myself from a lot of negative stuff that
You know who
that
you are.
yeah that
You
people
know
have said
who
about
is-
me, and I know who I am. And so even when people say certain things about me or pastors say mean things about me, like not to say I'm some sociopath that like doesn't want people to like me. Of course I want people to like me. Like here's another thing, because I think a lot of people with some sort of online identity, they want to be like, okay, like I just don't care what anyone thinks. If you love people, we're going to care what they think on any level. Like anyone who's just like, no, I don't care what anyone thinks, that they're coping, they're lying to themselves or they're lying to you. Of course they care, right? Especially when a lot of people's money depends on it. They kind of have to care or to survive. But here's the thing. There's a difference between caring what people think and being controlled by what people think. And that's something you're not allowed to do.
Totally. Like their comments will affect,
100%.
right? They will
Yeah.
affect you unless you're completely like disconnected
Yeah.
or dissociated from it. But again, just like you said, it's not going to control your emotions. It's not going to derail you. It's not going to send you into a whole downward spiral. It's like, ugh, that stinks. Next.
Like one mean comment that we didn't get in the last video hurt my feelings so bad, because there's a two-part. The first part was nice. It was all like, oh, I'm sorry that you guys went through that, really sad. The second part said, you should try not to say like so much. Maybe that's why you don't have a job right now. Maybe in job interviews you say like too much. So maybe you should practice more. Oh my days. That hurt my feelings so bad because it's true. I say like so much when I'm editing this podcast. I cut 50% of them out maybe, but there's still a bunch of filler words. So I'm working on it, guys. I'll be more listenable soon. I'm really thinking about what I'm saying now.
We are work in progresses.
we're just figuring it out. Like, what was a time where taking feedback from me was like felt really hard?
Okay, this was most recent. Like it was hard, but I feel like I was receptive to it.
Mm.
We were talking about house, like renting,
Oh.
picking a house,
Oh,
and
okay.
like figuring out like which one. Like, can you just tell me what you think? And you're just like, no, like we don't have to make a decision right now.
She wanted me to pick through some of the options that we have, but I told her, no, we don't have to right now. It's too soon. We're still looking at places, and we don't have to say no to these certain places yet without really seeing all the options that we get approved for.
Yeah.
And that was really hard for me.
It was, right? Because I was having a hard time with the uncertainty. Not that he wasn't making a decision, but I think it's very easy for me to be like, you're just don't make decisions and you're not giving me what I need. Just make a decision. But
Yeah.
it's not about the decision. It's about me feeling anxious and not in control of something, or like not having something that's predictable and that I can rely on.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, this kind of speaks to like how both of us were raised a little differently. My parents are very not forceful at all. Like it's been very rare that they get mad at me for any sort of decision I make. Whereas like with you, like your parents tend to have a lot more to say, and they made a lot more decisions for you. Is that accurate? And so she was kind of expected me to, I don't know, father her.
Take charge.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, we're doing this. You know, she wanted me to be all macho and to be like, okay, woman, here's what we're doing.
But at the same time, I don't like being told what to do.
If y'all have seen that, what's that dude from The Office? Ryan from The Office. He's like, lead me when I want to be led. You know, like, don't just tell me what to do, but like, just like lead me when I want to be led.
Yeah.
And you know, that's every girl ever.
What about you? What is the time that you felt like I was criticizing you when you went on Lindsay Fitz?
I mean, let me just say in general, I don't like when people have negative feedback for me. I love positive feedback, you know? But I'm sure many people relate to this. Like, it's different when someone who actually knows you really well, because then when they point things out to you, you're like, shoot, that's accurate, and it's something I don't know what to do with. That's why I don't want to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I already know I do that. And it frustrates me. And now I'm so mad that you see that I do that. Just a perfect example. I talk to myself like really badly, like a crazy guy. Like my dad does it too. I get it from him. Thanks. Thank you so much, genetics. I'm gonna pun it square right in his face. Because I talk to myself and I look like a crazy person. People who don't know me have definitely thought I was mildly schizophrenic.
I thought that about I mean, not schizophrenic, but I thought you were odd when we first started like hanging around.
See, it's so bad because it's so obvious, and I don't know how to stop it. I don't know what pill I have to take. If you guys have any tips, please tell me. Because usually, a lot of people talk to themselves, but a lot of people have the wherewithal to save it for when people aren't around. But I don't even realize that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even me talking to myself. It's like I'm making faces, and I'm like
Making
kind of like murmuring and maybe making expressions.
You will laugh at something.
I laugh at a joke in my head, and when she sees that, man, I get so upset.
I'm like, what? Oh, you're thinking.
And I'm upset because I know I'm crazy. I don't know how to say.
You're not.
It feels like I'm crazy because it just feels like this thing that everyone else has this self-control over, whereas I forget that people are perceiving me.
Yeah. It just feels like it's happening to you.
Yeah, maybe the ADD just makes me dissociate from where I am, and I'm just in my thoughts or whatever. Honestly, it's mostly fine when, like, if I'm laughing at a joke in my head, I don't care. Like, people can see that. That's fine. But
When you're arguing.
I find a lot of times I'm angry, or I'm rehearsing arguments in my head, and then people see that, I'm like, frick. Because my dad does that. Dad, I'm sorry to out you. Sometimes when we're driving somewhere, he'll be talking to himself, and he'll be angry, and I'll just look at him like, what are you doing? Because I'm afraid he's mad at me. So I'm like, hello! And so I get so embarrassed when she sees me do that. But it's also helpful to know when I do that, so that I can tighten up. I can tighten the ship.
You know what? We're seeing glimpses of how marriage will sanctify us.
Yep.
Because, you know, any relationship, the closer you get, the more you're gonna rub up against like their triggers and like vice versa. And it is like iron sharpening iron, and that's uncomfortable, right? And I don't I'm not. I don't.
It's uncomfortable.
Huh?
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It's like, oh, this person is seeing me, and I am actually scared that they might reject me now because they're
that's
seeing
what it
that
is.
part of me, right?
Like, I'm so offended you don't see me as the perfect fiance 24/7. Because if I'm not perfect, why are you with me? You know what I mean?
Am I glowing right now?
You are. I'm jealous of your lighting. God's just shining down on her. Isn't that lovely? But you know what? I think I know why I talk to myself all the time. It's because my whole life I've been preparing to talk to a camera.
Oh.
That's what it is. The whole time I'm just like, yo, chat, are you seeing this right now?
So we just wanted to take the time to address some of the things, some of the comments that were coming up from our last video. Also, just welcome all of the new
Yes.
people who are gonna get to know us and see our journey as we're moving so close to marriage. Tomorrow marks 2 months.
Tomorrow's too much.
Which is super exciting. But yeah, keep coming back. We have lots of fun ideas and content coming up. And if you're curious about when the conflict comes up with you and your partner because you're criticizing each other,
Cool.
you should check out this video.
Check out this guy. That's a good one.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Boy.